Well, we've got our selected tool right here. I want to talk about something called the inspector, which is this content-sensitive inspector right here. And before I selected this pencil tool, and we got to see the time signature, pattern, loop, and block. I'll go back here to my selected tool, and I can grab any section, any piece of data here. And you notice my position and length show here. And in terms of bars and beats for each one of them. So this is 8 bars long, and the current position is at the second measure, first beat. So I can grab it right here, and the same thing happens. Now, sometimes I grab something right here. Let's say I can also edit. I can go, well, this is just 10 measures. I may want it to be longer. And so I can increase that as well. Or I could decrease it, make it smaller. I could change my grab into my position and say, well, look, I want to change position right here. I'm just dragging along it. As you can see, as I drag along the first number, the data moves back and forth. So I find a location I feel it's best for it, and I leave it right there. That's how we can use our inspector right here to edit our data in the arrange view. So right now, we're going to talk about our track lanes right here. And if our track lanes, we have the little triangle right here. We can sort of expand that lane, unfold it or fold it up. And I can also select the particular instrument I want to select on right there. As you can see, this red goes around the instrument, a little red border. And here as well, as you can see, I select the alarm synth. So I'm going to go back to big lead here. And I can go here to edit, and I could delete the track, delete all tracks. You can see here I have different edit parameters I can actually use. I'm going to go ahead to parameter automation. So I'll select this, and I get this list here of parameters I can automate for the mix. Let me cancel this. Now the same can be done right here. If I select within the track and I right click, I get that same list, as you can see right here, except for, go back to edit again, we don't get the undo, unsolo, sequencer track in the redo. But if I go here into the big lead, and I select it, we get everything else, as you can see right there. I go to parameter automation. I may want to select this, the attack, decay, sustain, release, and pitch bend, and the pitch bend in the mod wheel rather, and select OK. And now as you can see right here, they added them right here within this track for the big lead. So now I can write automation in for each one of these parameters. Now sometimes you're working with the tracks, and you may be all the same color. So I tend to also like to change colors. So I'm going to right click here. I get some kind of color I want to use. I may go with this yellow here. And now it's turning somewhat yellow. It's a little orangey to me, but it's a little yellow too at the same time. And it's good to do this way you'll know the difference between one device and another and what track this is. That's why I know my big lead here is going to be yellow. Here if we want to as well. Let's write some automation in anywhere here, of course, and write some automation in. I would go back in. Just select the tool. And look at this, and I might go in and just write something in here. And write some automation in, see that? Now, this is the automation lane. These are automation clips. And before we showed you where I put the note in for the note clips. Well, right down here, switch back to my selector tool here. This is a wah sound. I'm going to solo this up here. And I'm going to double click on it and we're going to look at it here. It's the wah sound. Right? Now here, these are patterns. These are not notes. So I'm going to start from the top again. So these ones are slices. These are all slices right here. Yeah, watch. I'm moving my cursor right along each slice, and I I'm playing that slice. I just click on that slice, and I can hear what each one of these little slices sound like. So it's a difference between note and automation clips. In pattern clips, we have slices. And also you can see we have these little slices, these little blocks here, where I can move them around or just edit the blocks. I'll play for the top again. Now see this view is kind of small here. I can go right down here and stretch it out a little bit more and get a better overall view. Sometimes you might even just sort of too much magnification and you want to come back down. The great way to do that is just extend it right here. Makes it easier.